everyone, Zero JD here with the XBLA Fans channel. I'm here to show you Gnomes Garden 2. Originally, we got Gnomes Garden 3, yes, the third one. Then we got the first one maybe a month or two or even less before the release of Gnomes Garden 2. And every single one of these games are exactly the same. Down to the music, down to animation, down to achievements, and essentially down to everything except for maybe the story, which is and the map. But the rollout of concepts, abilities, and all that kind of stuff is exactly the same. So I'm gonna actually show you the achievements, which I don't normally do, but the get rid of a music fan, which is a chase off a goblin, restoring Stonehenge, using the abilities, restoring a plant, and constructing your first ability. All of these, including these as well, like the Wicked Witch is like a pseudo for like Save the King. Use the restore the single flares, the complete all level of 3 stars. All of these are exactly the same as the previous games. So this very much reeks of a game that has minimal effort between games, or a game that was all 3 were developed alongside of each other. And it's exactly the same concept of going from each level to each level to each level to finish stuff. So I'm going to show you maybe one level, but if you want to know more about this game, just watch the other 2 videos, because it's essentially nothing else. You're given your list of goals, and then you just kind of like guide your little gnomes to do stuff. So we're going to collect stuff. I think the only little difference in this game is that on the other games, the progress bar on that far left where it shows the stars, where it's like, hey, you get everything done before this gets to a certain level to get these stars. I think it was on the right on the other games, and now this one's on the left. But that's literally it. So it's the basic, you're collecting supplies. Like I can speed the guy up, and maybe this one slightly gave like the abilities faster, but it's almost off-putting. Well, it is off-putting that like this is how they're doling out the games or designing their games with super minimal effort to change anything at all. But I understand that, like, this really does. I'm pretty sure this was a phone game at some point. And of course, it's the same thing as always. Collect items, use those collected resources to remove blockades, build stuff, and essentially progress. Certain gnomes can do certain things. Like this is the fireman. He waters plants and chases away the goblins. The wizard gal from over here can make stuff grow, and then you have this dude here. But that's it. I literally have nothing else I can say, except that it's kind of terrible that this is how some games are now pushed out. And that's my thing with like this reeks of a phone game, or at least the method that phone games are made. If I want to, I can upgrade like this and get a little bit, get 2 gnomes to come out and do stuff. The third one did have, if you collected and built stuff in the wrong way, you might hit an impasse, but the first and second one don't seem to have that, so maybe that's a microbe of difficulty. Other than that, it's been absolute cakewalks in every form, every single game. So the next ability I'm going to get is to speed up working, and then the third ability I will get is to stop time, which is how they have all been. So let's build the fireman's house. Collect the wood. And of course you can upgrade buildings. They don't make stuff faster, it's just it'll produce more of a resource. The clicking for this one, like when I the control here feels slightly worse than the other 2 for some reason, not sure why. Maybe just the poor port, which in the case of this game would not surprise me at all. I think the abilities might last a little longer in this one than the other 2. I can't say first 2 because it's not the first 2, because we literally got the third one first, which is really weird. Let's go ahead and upgrade this then. But of course, the ability I have down there, hit with X, it'll make them run faster. The next one's going to be, hey, you are going to build faster. And the last one is you stop time, which seems to have absolutely no bearing on the game whatsoever. Of course, now I've upgraded this. It gives me 6. So now I can repair this bridge. One of the levels was repair Stonehenge, and the placing and exact, like, all the assets are essentially the same, like exactly the same. And now I just kind of have to tidy up. I don't have enough stone, so let's grab some of that. Also, I believe maybe the abilities last longer. I said they I believe they refresh / cooldown faster, and they last longer. And of course, I need 2 of these, girl, but I don't have enough. I forgot to build this thing down here, and I don't have enough stone. So just gotta wait for this. Get some food. But yeah, it's kind of a disappointment that literally this is like a rehash of their old games. It's literally nothing changed at all. The biggest tell is when the third one came out, then the first one came out, and it's essentially map packs at this point. Nothing is significantly enough different to warrant buying more than one of these. Or, in my opinion, buying any of them and promoting this kind of business. What's it called? Deathspank had that same issue where I think it was either 2 or 3 games were all clearly developed alongside of each other. So all the concepts in the game and a lot of the stuff is exactly the same. Like the first one was like a medieval setting where you had like bows and arrows and a sword. But then the second one was a more modern era, and it was a, hey, it's going to be exactly the same, but this is going to be a sword, but instead of a bow and arrow or crossbow, it's going to be a gun, which essentially acts the same way. So they'll do that. Yippee! Not enough crystal. So once in a while, if there's a path that goes off to the corners, a goblin will come out. I have to click him. This guy will run out and be like, "Hey!" And he'll actually say, "Hey!" Like that. Hey! And chase him off. And that's literally what this game is. Sorry if I literally have nothing to say, but I've said it all in my other 2 videos about these. Like also, if you click something, if you couldn't notice, the gnomes go sequentially in the stuff you click. So if I click one thing, then another thing, and another thing, I can click the third thing to remove it from that list. We'll start this, but we won't finish it. Yeah, sure, whatever. So here's the thing that interesting here is they have a trading post. I can trade for food for a crystal, which I'll need later on. Just instantly upgrade that. I believe third one actually had the concept of like there were trolleys and stuff. Like it almost seemed like they tried to do something different with the third game, but then they just kind of gave up and stopped caring. If you play a previous level, I don't think you get the abilities that you had before. We'll go back and play the first level and see that, but I'll probably wrap that up after this. Go here. So that'd be really useful for going back and 3-starring all the levels if you were into that kind of stuff. So no, as far as I can see, you don't actually get back those abilities when you kind of go back to the previous levels. But this is Gnomes Garden 2. It's exactly like literally down to assets, achievements, sounds. Everything is exactly the same as Gnomes Garden 1 and 3. But I am ZeroJD. This is the XBLA Fans channel. Thank you for watching. I can't suggest this game. Can't suggest the first. Can't suggest the third, just because of how simple it is and there's nothing real interesting going on. Thank you for watching and watch other videos. Have a nice day.